Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another TradingView update. We've seen a continued rollover in prices over the last, 72 hours. This 1.618 support level, which we'd graphed a couple of weeks ago, is just the extension from that range that we've been trading in since December. Failed to hold, rolled over again down to the next sort of level. Now at the 2.618 level at 34,700. It's pretty clear now that the entire move lower has been has most likely been as a result of a risk-off move, not just across crypto but also across global equities. So we need to keep these in mind and look at these now to see how far away we might be from a bottom. Now, both on the Nasdaq futures, S&P futures, we can see these levels also starting to be at oversold levels. For the Nasdaq, it's been the first time since October. For the S&P, it's been you have to scroll back quite far to figure out when we last hit such oversold levels. So at least in the short term, we should be expecting to see some sort of at least release bounce over this week. 10-year US government bond yield also trading at the top of its corridor that's been since 1993. We have previously broken out a little bit higher, but the reversal or the reversion towards the mean does suggest we will be seeing we're now more likely towards the top of the 10-year yield. The US dollar index also failing to break out back above 96. We topped out back in November in around 97. So if this continues to hold, if we continue to trend lower as the RSI is suggesting, then US dollar will likely continue to weaken. Right. So where can we expect the price level to drop to? With a lack of buying in the market, if we do see another rollover, the 3.618 level at 28K is highly likely to be tested. If we zoom out a little bit more as well and look at where Bitcoin's logarithmic growth channel actually comes through, we can see that the bottom of this channel is currently also at around 28K. So if we so if we look at this and wait for another rollover, then historically speaking, this area along the bottom of Bitcoin's logarithmic growth curve has more or less, even in times of bear market, acted as the ultimate level of support. Now we've got the COVID anomaly here, but as you can see, I mean, let's go out even further. You can pretty clearly see how the bottom of this corridor does act as ultimately as Bitcoin support. So 28K in this case really is our ultimate hard, worst case scenario backstop. So just keep an eye on that. On ETH, we are still seeing again a much more aggressive move lower. The 0.236 fib level between the May high and the July low acting as support currently. Now, if we look at Ethereum on the logarithmic growth curve, we're only really at the middle of ETH's kind of logarithmic growth corridor. Pretty much at that 50% level, which is where we're finding support and have found support previously throughout the entirety of 2021. What this suggests is that if we continue to break lower for ETH, then there is more downside, and this is true amongst the entire altcoin space. All altcoins have outperformed Bitcoin over the last year and a half, 2 years. If we continue to see this correction in the crypto space, then altcoins will be hit further still. For now, as we said, this level of support is holding, and it all depends on how Bitcoin behaves over the next few days and weeks. If Bitcoin starts to see some sort of reversal, and we would need to see a pretty clear reversal with a lot of resistance levels being broken, then we'll start to see the same transpire in the altcoin space. But what's pretty cool to see as well, especially when we look at the Bitcoin dominance now, we have seen that first jump up towards 42K. So Bitcoin's dominance actually starting to outperform as investors rotate from from altcoins back into Bitcoin. Similar sort of price action that we saw back in May when we had that capitulation in May, and also at the beginning of September when the crypto markets tanked quite aggressively as well. So these sort of moves tend to signal that at least the market is capitulating. After a capitulation event, we should expect to see higher prices, but without any strength in the equity markets, we also likely won't see any strength in Bitcoin. That's it from us today. Have a good trading day.